Okay, my name is Ahiida. I'm 44 years of age, married with 4 children. I've migrated from Lebanon from the age of 1, which is 43 years ago, and lived here since. I was a stay-home mum, and I had 3 babies in a row. So I think this is probably the only time in my life that I've had to stay home and mingle in with other mothers. During that time, we could, there was information about how and why and where, and the old days, how we missed out on activities and, and what our kids are going to do in the future. And it just got me thinking in regards to, clothing, what will we do in the future? What will our kids do in the future? And I remember watching, somebody invited me to watch a netball game, and I saw my niece playing this netball match, and she was the only one veiled or covered or wore the hijab. And she's so white, and I looked at her, and she was so red, wearing her uniform, a pair of tracksuit pants underneath, her skivvy on top, and so forth. So I got my fabrics and my creative mind, and thought, what will I wear if I was playing netball? What will I wear if I want to participate in some sort of... So it was a design that was created through the thoughts of me, how would I feel comfortable. And I think the design also came out that I wanted it to be adaptable to the Western culture. So the symbol of a veil with excess fabrics and tucking and so forth did not suit me at all in regards to, a sports type of a garment. So it was something that I wanted to wear if I wanted to participate in swimming or sports, but at the same time I wanted it to be adaptable to the Australian lifestyle, where you couldn't have to say, this is Muslim, non-Muslim, this is Muslim, not. I just didn't want it to be, divided. The first product that I designed was an undergarment, and we call it the hijab sports garment. And it's a long sleeve, and it's got well, I call it the hijab, because it's a type of hijab but shaped like a hood. This undergarment would be worn underneath a team sport jersey, so there's no changes. It would sit around the face quite well. She could do handstands and cartwheels. There's no excess fabrics. Sits quite, and the fabrics produced with them is totally breathable. It's got the anti-wickering. It's got all the wonderful ingredients that's going to make you feel as comfortable as possible without worrying about it. And this is how it first started. So the design foundation was the hijab, the headwear. We changed it in various different fabrics to suit either a sports garment, and then I looked into swimwear. So the swimwear came very quickly after that. We did a lot of investigation. We bought many samples from overseas, thinking that overseas was the market that we needed to find our products from, our fabrics from, and it happened to be, it was just around the corner from us, a local swimwear fabric supplier, which changed it and fixed it to our liking. We wanted to add this and take that, and they worked it out, and they helped us a lot. In regards to the modesty at the front, we need, we're always so used to having a veil to cover our chest area. So I introduced prints, that were transfers and thick enough that you didn't feel that you were exposed. I mean, these are things that we needed to do. It was more about mind work than just the actual visual part of it as well. We wanted to introduce this design where a Muslim woman was going to feel very comfortable wearing it. So changing her from the typical stereo image from a veil down here, modesty, we had to change this whole design, look and feel where she's going to feel comfortable, where I wanted to encourage healthy lifestyles. When I started the swimsuit, And, you know, description of the swimsuit, that it was like an Islamic swimsuit. It was really terrible. I just didn't want to bring Islam. Once again, we produced this swimsuit to not identify anyone. And then they were calling it the Islamic swimsuit. I just didn't like that. So I was reading an article once saying, you know, the women in the Middle East entered into the waters with their burqa, you know. And I had no idea what a burqa was. So I you know, Googled and tried to get the meaning. And it says a full cover type of a garment. I can't remember the exact word, but all I can see, full cover garment. And then I looked at because it's the first ever swimsuit, two-piece for a Muslim. We've never, I mean, I'm sure there's women out there that were wearing a veil, headpiece, this, overcoat, big pajamas and the whole works to enter into the waters. So I looked at the dictionary and asked what the bikini stands for, and they said two-piece small swimsuit. Well, it's much smaller than what they're usually wearing, and it is a two-piece, and it is a type of full cover. So burkini. So I needed the name to describe this swimsuit, and I chose burkini. We used to have to describe this swimsuit as, you know, a modest swimsuit. It was like, oh my God, you've just said the word modest. And it was, you know, even the media wouldn't actually put it in. So they'll name it something else, but they just don't want this modest word. It's just like a daggy word, a very old-fashioned word. I could see that the swimwear itself was becoming a fashion item. There was not many modest swimsuits around that was catering for women in general that are just wanting to have that skin protection, UV, or they, whatever the religion they are, or they're just modest, or whatever. You know, everyone deserves to be whatever they want to be. But there was nothing there offering. There were some rash shirts. They were very masculine looking. They didn't cover the hips, you know, where we need them the most. They weren't feminine. They were tight-fitting, you know. So there are some things out there, but not for us women, you know. So I wanted, they were settling for the burkini swimsuit. And so I introduced a SunSafe as another product that they can choose. Not just, you know, for the, you know, people that are not Muslim, but even Muslim themselves. They don't have to, not everyone's what needs the cover of the hair or whatever the case is, you know. So it was a new product that I had to put online, I had to produce to cater for many women. It didn't matter what race, religion, size and colour. We produced them to 4XL, so that's a lot more than what other swimwear companies do. That we want that every woman deserves to go and swim and enjoy the surf, sun and sand, Australian way, if you know what I mean. So no, it's a product that has increased dramatically in sales. When we first produced the garments, it did extremely well from the first day. We produced samples and took order requests, and I would sew them and deliver them within the 2 weeks. And it did very, very well. It seemed like it was very difficult for women to swim with their children because of the clothing that they were wearing. Cronulla riots turned up, and which wasn't so far away from the launch of the design, which on the business side of it did very well for me, because everyone stopped going to the beaches. You know, they were getting threatened and so forth. Like, there was a bit of fear. So where did they go? Of course, you know, it was holidays. They needed to take their kids over to some sort of pool. To enter into the pool, you are not allowed to enter into a pool wearing clothing. So they will be asked to leave. So on that side of it, on the business side of it, it did extremely well, because they had absolutely no other choice but to buy our swimwear to enter into these pools, because they can't go to the beaches because of the Cronulla riots. So that was one good thing on the business side. And then the Surf Life Saving approached us, said that they needed to produce anyway, and and that did very well. Mecca wore the swimsuit and it went viral. I had no expectations of this. I was not prepared for myself to do this. I had not enough stock. I was still sewing the swimsuits myself at this time. No, manufacturing refused to sew them because they were too difficult. So we had no one wanting to help us in that department. Oh, I died. We were thousands, not hundreds, thousands of emails. Our system broke down. We shut our website down for 3 months. I was receiving phone calls from media at home. My home is a private number. It went phenomenal. I can't believe it. But I was not prepared. It used to be a hobby, and the world made it into a business. Entering into this market, or design, fashion design, pattern making, I studied the fabrics so well that I think I really do believe that the fabrics, I know more about them than the technicians themselves. And so that was another big challenge of mine, trying to enter into this field without offending anyone, At the same time, once we did that, there was no positives about it, everyone was quite worried to say, oh, Ahiida, stick to your day job, which is mum. What are you doing? And, they thought that I was stretching it a little bit too far. But I believed what I believed in, and I was really quite persistent to make sure that this worked. I believe what I believed in, and I thought it was going to work for me, first of all, and it was going to work for anyone that wanted to feel like me, that I wanted to participate. I wanted to have an active lifestyle. I wanted some changes. I wanted to feel as like everyone else did. Not that we didn't, but you know what I mean? Like, nothing really stopped us from anything. And at the same time, my kids are going to, later on choose, if they choose to be so, if they want to wear, and then nothing should stop them. So yeah, a bit of obstacles and financial planning. The finances, of course, from a home-staying mum, then bang, you had to order thousands and thousands of fabrics and production. Not stepping on people's toes, thinking that I'm better than I understand. And just doing it really slowly, to make sure no one was going to knock me down in any way, because I really believed that I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it.